Dreaming of better sleep? Discover your free nighttime superpower, episode 69. Welcome to part 2 of the 5-part series, Foundations of Freedom. Join me as we embark on this journey together to sustainable wellness. Today's topic is on how to get more good quality sleep. It's our superpower, and like last week's episode on the power of hydration, it's basically free. The only cost is if you invest in tools, props, or training to improve it. Today, you'll receive important facts and achievable steps to get your best night's sleep ever and renew your energy throughout the day. Hi, I'm Clarinda, and you are listening to the Feel Light, Mind, and Body podcast, created for women like you. Women who are experiencing success in so many areas of life, but are struggling with weight loss, stress eating, and decreased energy. Losing weight can feel hard, heavy, and restrictive. That's why every week I will be offering you a different perspective, tips, encouragement, and a unique approach so that you can feel lighter in your mind and body rather than feeling deprived, frustrated, or discouraged. What if you could feel free, yet in control around food for the rest of your life? What if you could enjoy your experience of losing weight and getting healthier? You absolutely can. You're in the right place. Take this time for yourself and let's dive in. Quality sleep is one of the foundational elements of wellness. Our sleep significantly impacts energy levels, weight management, and overall well-being. Our quality of sleep affects hunger hormones, stress levels, productivity, sense of satisfaction, and cognition. Anyone experience brain fog? I run full-day workshops on sleep, so please know that I'm giving you the Coles Notes version of some of the content. No matter how busy your lifestyle is, I know you'll take away actionable steps to begin tonight. Yes, tonight. You don't have to wait for the perfect night to begin. You can start with one thing to get your momentum going to set yourself up for a good night's sleep. Let me tell you about 2 of the main sleep states that I track. The first one is REM, rapid eye movement, which is associated with dreaming, creativity, and memory consolidation. It's part of feeling lighter in your mind and body because it plays an important role in re-energizing both your mind and body. REM sleep can make up to 50% of your sleep time, but for an average adult, it's optimal to get at least an hour and a half. REM can decrease slightly with age, but I don't focus on that. Our circadian rhythms regulate this type of sleep, and typically we get the majority of this in the last half of our sleep period. It's pretty cool to check out my Oura ring in the morning to see how much REM I got and when it was. I know if I eat a late or big meal, it will impact the amount of restorative sleep I get. And since I highly value sleep as my basic superpower for productivity, it is more incentivizing for me to not eat after dinner, thinking about this, rather than thinking about the additional unneeded calories. Caffeine, alcohol, and an irregular sleep schedule also impact it. The second kind of sleep I track is my deep sleep. It's also known as slow wave sleep, in case you've heard that term before. It's the most rejuvenating and restorative stage. It makes up to 35% of your total sleep, so 1 to 1.5 hours per night. This also decreases somewhat with age and is affected by stimulants, including bright screens, late evening eating, and irregular sleep schedules. The majority of the deep sleep usually happens in the first half of the night, but it's always fun to see little dips scattered in the last half of the night graphics. We cycle through the different stages of sleep 4 to 5 times a night, so don't miss out on this natural free magic that provides you with amazing maintenance of your mind and body health. Regular exercise, not late at night, can increase deep sleep, another benefit that's incentivizing. Deep sleep is when your muscles grow and repair. It's when your brain flushes out toxins, which is an important point for me as I'm more aware now of what contributes to dementia since both of my parents have suffered from it. Some studies show that it can limit the amount of cortisol, the stress hormone, which in excess is also linked to an increased risk of dementia as well as weight gain, especially belly fat. Deep sleep helps maintain normal glucose levels and increase the growth hormone, which supports an increase in muscle mass and insulin sensitivity, which is a great benefit in decreasing your risk for type 2 diabetes. I can only touch on a few things in this time frame, but another study to keep in mind showed that a lack of deep sleep is detrimental to your bone health and decreases muscle mass. Two key aspects we want to keep in mind if we want to age gracefully in health. Deep sleep is also when your immune system gets a refreshing natural boost. And who doesn't want that, right? If someone wakes you up and it was hard for them to do so and you feel groggy, then most likely you were in the deep sleep phase. Don't confuse this with the passed out sleep from too much alcohol. That isn't the restorative kind of sleep. Deep sleep occurs in the third NREM, so non-rapid eye movement, sleep cycle. In deep sleep, your heart and respiration rates are steady and at their lowest rate. Your muscles are relaxed and your blood pressure drops. In keeping with the slow wave description, your brain's electrical activity slows way down into long, slow delta waves. I take my sleep more seriously than ever now, but not in an obsessive way. I choose the thought that if I have a restless night, my body will catch up in the next night or two. I use the data as a way to observe my stress level, the sleep hygiene practices that I may have let slide by, and I check in to see what I ate or drank that may have impacted these results. I've noticed that my body and mind do best with a total of 3 hours combined of these two stages of sleep. Of course, along with the light sleep, which is also valuable, so don't discount that in and out feeling of light sleep when we often think we aren't sleeping. Your body is still resting, so let your mind rest by not fretting that you're half awake. Got it? If you notice yourself feeling more irritable, having difficulty focusing, having a short fuse, or wishing you could have a nap throughout your day, you probably aren't getting enough deep sleep. Okay, let's go through some action steps. Start preparing for a good night's sleep in the morning. Make your bed and clear your bedroom space so it's a peaceful, welcoming place to retreat for sleep. If you drink coffee, enjoy it in the morning after you've rehydrated with a couple of glasses of water. If you feel a need to have coffee for an afternoon slump, that's a good indicator that you shouldn't have it, as you probably aren't getting enough deep sleep in your nightly sleep cycles. Eat more fiber. This nutrient can help increase slow wave activity and duration. Diets high in carbs and saturated fat can have the opposite effect. So include more whole grains and leafy greens for your meals. Get more exercise. Simply moving is better than being sedentary. But according to the Sleep Foundation, it's moderate to heavy exercise that's been shown to help increase deep sleep. And yes, you can work out in the evening if it's the only time that you can. Just avoid a super strenuous workout right before sliding between the sheets. Establishing a nightly routine, often called sleep hygiene, is relaxing and helps you wind down and prepares you for this treat of deeper restorative sleep. I've created 2 videos on my night routine with many tips and options for you to choose from. These will be available for those who join the Spring Challenge, 10 Days to More Energy, which begins Tuesday, March 19th, the first day of spring, and goes until the following Thursday, March 28th, the day before Good Friday. It's free, virtual, and one way I love to motivate women like you who want and need a boost. There will be a daily basic challenge that is doable for everyone. Even if you miss a couple of the daily posts, you'll be better off participating, and you can totally go at your own pace. Private communities create a connection that's an encouraging boost for us. I know we all have busy lives, so it will be simple and to the point. I'm also adding in 2 group coaching opportunities, which end up being everyone's favorite part. You do have to register. It's easy, and you can do so from this episode's description. The next action step. Go to bed earlier so you can get in on the deep sleep time frame, which I mentioned earlier occurs in the earlier part of the night. If you go to bed between 9 to 10 p.m., that will be so beneficial. Typically, your greatest block of deep sleep will be within your first hour of sleep. if you go to bed earlier rather than later. I like to play acoustic music or nature sounds as I get ready for bed. Studies show that we can boost our slow-wave sleep activity when we match the pulses and frequency generated in deep sleep. You can Google videos or apps for this, and maybe you already use white noise. Last spring, I had the fun of staying at the Atlanta Marriott Renaissance Concourse Hotel and sitting out on the balcony watching the planes take off and land at Atlanta's International Airport. It boasts as the busiest airport in the world for passenger traffic. Even though the hotel had soundproofing, I still woke up frequently to the sound and vibrations of those large Boeing 747s and Airbuses. Frustrated at 3 a.m., I downloaded an app called White Noise, and I tried the fan option, which didn't cut it. So then I discovered the airplane travel sound, which feels like you're in the air, and it worked. It blended in with the environment. I didn't get deep sleep for the rest of the night, but the REM and light sleep salvaged my night at least, and then the next 2 nights were so much better. They included deep sleep, which of course I tracked with my Oura Ring. I should have reached out to Oura to sponsor this podcast, as a lot of what I've shared from a previous all-day workshop on sleep was reinforced in their educational section as well. But what I can offer those who want this accurate sleep and activity tracker is a discount code. They give it to everyone who has one to share with 5 friends. It doesn't look like it gives me any benefits, yet it does if I know I'm helping you take back your healthy sleep and daytime energy. So I'll also add that link to this description for $50 off Canadian. I first learned about the Oura Ring from a client on the West Coast. I was telling my boyfriend about how cool it was, although I had no intention of buying one, as I already had graduated from my old Fitbit to get more accuracy from an Apple Watch, which was gifted by him the year before. My only complaint was I didn't like the feeling of having it on my wrist at night. I like to be bare when I sleep, so wearing the watch was a bit of an annoyance. Anyway, long story short, he thought I should have one, so I was surprised with a beautiful rose gold one for Christmas 2022. I still didn't think I needed it, but it's even more accurate, and I absolutely love it. Another tip, which I'm sure you've heard many times, is to make your room dark. I invested in room darkening and noise reduction insulated curtains a few years back, and it has helped. Any form of blue light exposure can potentially disrupt your sleep, and that includes electronics. And that reminds me to add electrical tape to my suitcase, as I'll be staying at a couple of Airbnbs for this next mastermind in Fort Lauderdale. Can't wait for the sun. And then on to a business conference in Miami. Eye mask and earplugs work for some people, but again, I'm sensitive to all of that, so I prefer staying bare and making my environment work for me. I do have blue light blocking glasses that I wish I could say I wear every evening, but I haven't incorporated that practice enough yet to make it a habit. That's one I'll be working on along with you in this spring's 10-day challenge. I hope this podcast gave you some food for thought along with action steps to choose from. Hey, there's also evidence that learning something new or doing a new task can enhance deep sleep because of its cognitive boosting effects. So by listening today, you've already started on this journey to better quality sleep. Let me reiterate, this episode is not meant to be in any way all-inclusive. There are many, many things we haven't touched on, including NSDR, which stands for non-sleep deep rest, tracking body temperature and heart rate, HRV, and so much more. Next week's episode is on empowered eating, where we'll explore hunger cues and thought patterns, so I'll share how sleep affects our hunger hormones on that episode. That alone has been a game changer for a lot of my clients. So if you haven't hit follow yet for this Feel Light Mind and Body podcast, do so now so you won't miss an episode in this 5-part series. It's meant to help you kickstart this new season. And if you found value in this or any episode and haven't left a rating and review, please do so. That will help me be able to reach more people and provide this free empowerment for you. I will so appreciate it. Thank you. And thank yourself for listening until the end today. I know we're bombarded with distractions, but you stayed focused or paused and came back to it when you could. And that's awesome. Great job. This week, I encourage you to observe your sleep patterns and note any changes in your energy levels and mood. Start with improving one area and reap the benefits. Be patient, as it doesn't happen overnight. Tune in next week for part 3, Empowered Eating. You'll learn about hunger cues, thought patterns, and more. Wishing you a restorative and productive week. Now, do yourself the biggest favor. From love, take at least one action step from what you learned today. Knowledge without application won't give you the results that you desire. Let me know on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever, what you are choosing to do and when. And yes, please leave a podcast review wherever you are listening to this. When people read your words and can see themselves in them, then you are contributing to women empowering other women. And that feels amazing. You just might change or save a life today.